Hello, this is Jana and welcome to my kitchen. Tonight we are having Parmesan pecan-crusted fish. Delicious. I cannot begin to tell you, it's one of my favorite things. I haven't had it for a long while and it's like, I just thought, oh, that sounds good, and we hadn't done a video on it. So I had already started chopping. I got some chopped pecans, but I like them small. You can use whole or whatever, but you got to get them real fine. And so I have my handy dandy Pampered Chef Whopper chopper. And so, see how fine that is? I might do a couple more Whopper choppers because you want them. And also, in a lot of places down here in the South, you can actually find pecan flour, and it's not very expensive. And it's already a fine flour, and I've used that before too. So I'd already started with my pecans here. There we go. And I grated some fresh Parmesan. Can you see that, Aaron? It's nice, fresh Parmesan. And if you can't afford it or you don't have any of this, I have used this before when I didn't have any of this in my fridge, and it works too. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some pecans to my cheese. See where we're at. I've got 4 very thin fillets over here. I'm going to add a little bit more pecans. You want it about 50-50. Right in there. Remember, the Parmesan is already salty, okay? So there we go. I'm going to set this aside for just a second. Now, I'm going to use an egg white for my glue to keep I'm going to set that aside. I'm just going to mix this up because it's going to help the fish to stick to the pecans and the cheese. And there we go. Ta-da! This is such a fast supper. I really like a thicker filet than what I have. And so when I went out to my freezer when I was hungry for fish, all I had in here was some flounder, and it's really thin. So they aren't going to take very long to cook. And so I'm just going to put this in here on both sides and get it nice and goopy. Okay. Use my clean hand here. Put some of my Parmesan and pecan and press that on to my filet. A long time ago, we don't go out to very many chain restaurants or anything, but we don't really go out to eat very often. We like to, but I don't know, I just like being home and cooking at home. And it's getting so expensive to eat out. We like to support our restaurants, but boy, oh boy. All right, and so we've got that filet, got that packed on there. Okay, just like that. Get a little bit more up on this tip. There we go. A little bit of Ratatouille down here. He is checking out what Mama's doing. So now I'm going to repeat with my other filet. These are such thin fillets. I like I said, I like a little bit thicker filet. It is what it is. Use what I have, right? And press that egg white. You really need something so that the Parmesan sticks. There we go. All right, so I'm going to pause here for a second. I'm going to do these other 2 fillets, and then we're going to be back and we're going to turn around to the stove. Okay, we're back and we've got our Parmesan pecan-crusted fish right here to the side. You can use this with any of your favorite fish. Trout, it's good, halibut, haddock, whatever you like, okay? I've never tried it with catfish. I know a lot of people like catfish. And so I've got some olive oil here. Hopefully my pan's not too hot. Nope. And I want to get just enough on the bottom, not too much. And then I like the flavor of butter. And so I'm going to add a little bit of butter. And it also helps with browning. And so we're going to get that in there. And get my salt and pepper. All ready to go. And you want nice bubbles. Sorry about the metal sound. Yick. Hope you don't have earbuds in. That's not a very pleasant sound. I don't want too much. If it gets too much, all that crust's going to fall off. And I want my pan hot enough. Well, it's going to stay in there now, I guess. And I want my grease hot enough also for that very reason, that when I put it in, that cheese melts and things start to happen right away. So I think we're about there. All right, so I'm going to put my first fillet in here. And see, that's what you want, is a nice slow bubble around the edges. You don't want this to like scald off. Now there's those two with the grated Parmesan. Now I'm going to show you with the one out of the green can how it cooks. So I made one with the pecans and the Kraft Grated Cheese. Washing my hands off here. And now I got to add a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. We don't want to add a lot of salt because remember that Parmesan is already salty. And if you like pepper, add you some pepper. See how nice that's cooking without burning? Because if you put it in a too hot of grease, that'll burn. I'm going to turn my fire up just a little bit. I had it down because I didn't want to burn it. We'll watch it close here, and we'll be back when we're ready to turn it. Okay, I'm ready to try one. I've got this other spatula because these are so thin to help flip it. This is the one that has the Kraft cheese. You can see I scraped some of this off with my spatula when I was scraping it up. But the flavor is so delicious. And so we will be back when it's time to take it off. Okay, we're going to go ahead and take this off now. Here is the fish that we did with the Kraft, and here is the fresh grated. And you can see the other side, see? See, I just scraped it off. I have to be more careful. There we go. I'm going to cook this other one. We'll be back. Okay, welcome back. There are our 3 fillets that we did. Can you hear the crunch? Crisp, 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 so crisp. And this is what I'm going to have for dinner tonight. I am so thankful that you stopped by Jana's Kitchen. You're going to look down in it really doesn't need a recipe. You watch the video, but go ahead and underneath the picture, you'll see the word more. Under the video, you'll see the word more. Tap that. All the ingredients will be underneath. And the instructions. I thank you. Please like, subscribe, and share this video with somebody, because you know what? Lent is coming up. Everybody's looking for a way to eat fish on Fridays. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you.